a blessing to be standing here and sharing my story with you. I'll give you a synopsis of my story. I am a leukemia survivor, and I was diagnosed in 1988 with the rarest adult form of leukemia, acute myelocytic leukemia, also known as AML. At the time in 1988, there was a 20 to 25% chance of survival. When I was diagnosed, my symptoms included fevers and body aches. My legs were very sore, and a few people called it growth pains, but they continued for about a month until I could almost not walk on them anymore. I had several bruises on my legs from just bumping into small things, and they would turn black and purple and they weren't going away. And sorry, I got to turn off my phone. After about 3 weeks of having the flu, I was home sick from school again, and my mom was making my favorite dinner. I remember this very distinctly. We were having macaroni and cheese, and I had a fever of 104.5, and it was not going down. So we rushed to urgent care, and we were there for a grueling 6 hours. We took blood tests and x-rays and CAT scans and more blood tests, and then we knew that something was bad when the doctor came in and said, we're sending you to the hospital. So my family went to the hospital, and we waited until the morning when they came and told us that it was leukemia. And at the time, there were no pediatric oncologists in Las Vegas, or pretty much the whole state of Nevada. And they knew that the type that I had was not seen very often, so they wanted to send me to the best and to people that knew what they could do. So they sent me to Los Angeles. I was diagnosed on January 9th in Las Vegas, and by January 12th, I was in Los Angeles. I was at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and they decided to start my chemotherapy protocol right away. So they placed me in a room. It was called laminar airflow, and to kind of briefly explain it, there were 3 regular walls, and then the 4th wall was a plastic see-through sheet, and there was tape on the floor where I couldn't leave and people couldn't come in through past that tape. In the plastic wall, there was a glove where my family could put their hands through and touch me. My bed was right up against the plastic sheet, and if anybody actually came into my room, including my doctors and my nurses, they had to suit up. And we took lots of pictures, which was very funny, and we called them spacesuits. They were white clothes from head to toe, covered everything on their body except for their eyes. So I didn't have skin-to-skin contact with anybody for about 2 months while I was in laminar airflow. While I was in there, I went through lots of different chemotherapy, some of which I know that they still use. My big ones were Donnamycin, Adriamycin, methotrexate, and I don't have the other one offhand, but it was a very, very heavy-duty protocol. And after 3 weeks, they came to my parents and they were so excited. They said, she's in remission already, we can't believe it. And then about a few hours later, they said, never mind. After 6 weeks, they came and they finally had decided, yes, I was in remission, and they were pretty shocked. They didn't expect me to go to remission that quickly. But they were planning on a bone marrow transplant. At the time, they said that, 1, it was about a 25% chance of having a sibling that could be a match to be a donor. And 2, without a transplant, I probably wouldn't survive past 2 years. So they tested all my family, and my 4-year-old brother ended up being a perfect match. So we scheduled the transplant. We left laminar airflow just in time to celebrate Easter at the Ronald McDonald House, and then they sent us to Disneyland for the weekend. And then we went back and we waited. We went to the hospital, and we sat in the room for about 5 hours as they were running their last-minute tests to make sure everything was good. And my mom says she distinctly remembers how it felt to see the 5 doctors come walking down the hallway. She knew something wasn't right. And they came and sat us down, and they said we can't go through the transplant. The Donnamycin had caused a cardiomyopathy and had had they not found it in time, I would have had heart failure on the table. So at this point, we said, our hands are tied, we don't know what to do, you're off protocol, we kind of have to just wait. They sent us home to Vegas, and they said one of two things is going to happen. Either your heart is going to reverse itself on its own, or you're going to go into complete heart failure. And at this point, we just need to wait and see what happens. It was a couple months later, they did more heart tests, and it reversed itself. So they continued my chemotherapy treatments, and it lasted a little bit longer than they had planned due to minor infections and fevers and things that would stop the treatment for a week or two. But I'm happy to say on January 20th, 1989, I had my last dose of chemotherapy. And 5 years after that, they considered me completely cured. And to this day, I've never had a bone marrow transplant. I know that, and this is where we get emotional, I'm honored to be part of an organization like this. For a long time, there were not many survivors, especially of AML. And in the state of Nevada, for years, for probably about the first 10 years, I was the only long-term survivor in the entire state. And I'm happy to say that that is changing, and there's so much progress being made. And Christiana, where are you? I just met her in the bathroom on my stand, but you can go ahead and stand up for a second. She's right over here. She's an AML survivor 2 years today, right? Or this month? So, yeah, 2 years. It's an honor. And this is why I continue to come out, because my goal is to give hope. My hope is that we find a cure in my lifetime. That someday the face of childhood cancer will no longer be a little bald baby, but a survivor. And Jack is almost there, and he will be there very, very soon. He's already got his hair back, and Mom says the kid likes to pet his hair because it's so soft. But having gone what I've been through, and now I'm a mom. I have 3 beautiful, healthy children. And thank you. And having gone through it, I look at Jack's parents and I can't imagine what they go through on that side watching your child. Because I wouldn't wish this on where we're sitting. Unfortunately, it's very real, and it's here, and there's nothing we can do about that. It's going to come, it picks whoever it picks, but we can be here, and we can help, and we can fight back, and we can give money for research, and we can continue to make the progress that we've been making to help more people like Christiana have special celebrations and have survivor days. And I'm so glad to be part of this year. I walk because I can. I walk for my family because they're here. I walk because I want to give hope to other people, and I want to find a cure. And I walk because there is faith and there is hope, and there are people out there working on this every single day. And I'm so grateful to the doctors and the researchers and all those people that are out there trying to beat this. And again, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie, for your story. We greatly appreciate your presence here today. Jamie has already signed up. Have you all signed up for the Light the Night Walk yet? Anybody? Anybody? Well, here's today. If you haven't signed up just yet,